Okay, part two to the elimination method notes. Um, we're gonna start to get into more advanced problems. Okay, still both equations are in standard form. If you want to use the elimination method and they're not in standard form, you're gonna have to change it to standard form. Okay, uh, so we have this example where 3x minus 2y equals 2 and 5x minus 5y equals 10. Okay. Now, if we look at 3x and 5x, they can't cancel each other out. Okay, and there's no number that we can multiply 3 by to get 5x, or negative 5x, except for a decimal. We don't want to mess around with decimals. Okay, and same thing here with 2y, negative 2y, and negative 5y. There's nothing we can multiply negative 2 by to get negative 5 except decimals. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate one or the other. We can eliminate x or we can eliminate y, but what we're going to have to do this time is multiply both equations. Alright, don't groan when I say that. Okay, we're going to multiply. I want to get rid of x this time. We can do y, but I want to get rid of x this time and solve for y. So we're going to do is we're going to multiply each equation by the other coefficient. What that means is I'm going to multiply this equation by 3 because x is 3 in my other problem, or I have 3x in the other problem, and I'm going to multiply this one by 5. Okay, that will give me 15 here when I multiply and 15 here. The only problem with that is they're both positive, so I want to make one negative. I'm going to make the second one negative, so I'm going to multiply by negative 3. Okay, make sure that one's positive and one's negative and they're opposites so we can cancel one out. Okay, so I'm going to multiply everything by 5 here, so I get 15x minus 10y equals 10, and I'm going to multiply everything by negative 3 here. Negative 15x, that's what we want, plus 15y equals negative 30. Okay, now we're working with these two equations. Alright, we could add straight down, which will eliminate the x's. Perfect, that's what we wanted. Negative 10y plus 15y is 5y. 10 minus 30 is negative 20. Solve for y, and we get y equals negative 4. Okay, now that we have y equals negative 4, we have the first part to our solution. Okay, now we're going to take that value for y and sub it back into one of the equations. So I'm going to take the first equation, this one right here. Okay, 3x minus 2 times negative 4, which was y, equals 2. 3x, negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8, equals 2. I don't like where this is going right now, because I see a decimal in my future. So we're going to minus 8, oh no, I'm sorry. Tricked myself. 2 minus 8 is negative 6. Divide by 3, divide by 3, and we get x equals negative 2. See, I knew I wanted to do that to you guys. I want to give you a decimal. Alright, so we got our final answer, negative 2, negative 4. Alright, and that's as tough as it's going to get for you. Okay, in most cases you're just going to have to change one equation, not both. Alright, here's another example. The problem with this one now is it's not in standard form. Alright, this one's in standard form, but this is in slope-intercept form. Okay, so in most cases here, we would do what we did in the last section which is the substitution method. We have y equals, so we could take this and plug it in for y. Alright, but we're not going to do that here. We're going to stick to the elimination method. Okay, so I have to get this into standard form. So I have y equals 6x minus 11. I got to get I got to get x and y on the same side. I have negative 6x plus y equals negative 11. Alright, I'm going to rewrite this down here so my two equations are next to each other. Okay, and if you look at the problem, we can either multiply the bottom equation by 3, that will give me positive 3y, and negative 3y and positive 3y will cancel, or we could multiply the top equation by negative 3, and that will give my x value of positive 6x, and we could cancel the x's out. You could choose either one. Alright, I'm going to multiply this one by 3. Distribute kind of upside down here. So we have negative 2x minus 3y equals negative 7. For the first equation, just rewrote it. 3 times negative 6x is negative 18x. 3 times y is positive 3y. And then 3 times negative 11 is negative 33. Add straight down. 3's eliminate. Negative 20x equals negative 40. Divide by negative 20. Divide by negative 20. And we get x equals 2. Okay, now that we know x equals 2, we're going to take that 2 and plug it into any of the equations we made. Now, I would choose this one because y is by itself. Y equals 6 times 2 minus 11. Y equals 12 minus 11. Y equals 1. So we have 2, 1 as our answer. I really got to get this board fixed. Alright, last one. Okay, same thing again. We don't have standard form here, so we have to change it. So we're going to get x and y on the same side. Alright, you should get negative 5x plus y equals negative 7. Negative 5x plus y equals negative 7. Alright, we're just looking at these two problems here. Alright, this one I'm going to multiply the second equation, the equation we made, by 2. Alright, so I have this equation, negative 3x minus 2y equals negative 12. And then I'm going to distribute. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10x. 2 times y is positive 2y. And 2 times negative 7 equals negative 14. The 2's cancel. Negative 13x equals negative 26. Solve for x. You get x equals 2. So our first value is 2. Okay, take either equation. I'm going to take this one again, because we didn't solve for y yet. Y equals 5 times x, which is 2, minus 7. Y equals 10 minus 7. Y equals 3. Alright, so our answer is 2, 3. Okay, good luck with the practice. If you have any questions on the notes or any section, please feel free to come see me.